When building a model railway on the floor or any flat surface, as you build the track and you put each track points together, when you come to actually complete a circuit, if the track is slightly out and you come along to join it, it's very easy to join it and obviously just move the track to make sure you have a perfect oval or whatever circuit you've made. With room top railways, you are unable to do this, as when you fit every single track piece, you're either fixing it to the ceiling or you're fixing it to a wall, so you're unable to move the whole track at the end. This makes the instructions and the measurements that are given for each track location absolutely crucial. When following the instructions of room top railway, it is equally as important to know which track you are using. Each track manufacturer uses the same terminology for radius 1, 2 and 3, and all 00 gauge track is of exactly the same dimensions. So it doesn't matter what manufacturer you go to, but it is absolutely crucial that you know which track you are building your room top railway out of. The first inner circuit of any one is called radius 1, and the radius 1 has a certain dimension and it can fit inside a radius 2, and this is a second dimension, and the third is radius 3. Now each of these radiuses are split into a 90-degree arc, but they only come in what they call double track. This is a double curve and that's a 45-degree. A single curve is exactly half of that, which is a 22.5-degree. So basically you have a 45-degree radius 3, this is a 45-degree radius 2, and this is a 45-degree radius 1. The other type of track is the straight. A standard straight or a single straight is 168 mil. They do a double straight, which is just twice the length, and then they do a 4 times the length, which is 2 lots of these. So basically this is the track that you will use, and you need to know which size you are using when you come to look at the instructions. The simplest way, if you're unsure of the radius of your track, is to take a measurement. With the curves, a 45, arc 45, measure from the end that hasn't got the spade connector to the other end that hasn't got the spade connector. Alright, and that measurement for a radius 3 would be 386 millimeters. For a radius 2, again from the end without the spade connector to the other end of the spade connector, would be 336 millimeters. And the smallest one, the radius 1, would be 286 millimeters. So you've got 286 for radius 1, 336 for radius 2, and 386 for radius 3. The other measurements are a straight, and again you measure from the end without the spade to the other end without the spade. A standard straight is 168 millimeters. A double straight is 335 millimeters, and a large straight is 670 millimeters. As I've already mentioned, these are arc 45s. They are known as double curves. A single curve or a standard curve is actually arc 22.5. In this instance we're talking about a radius 2, so if you get two radius 2 arc 22.5s, join them together, they will be exactly the same as a arc 45 double one. The final track that you might well use when you're producing sidings are these, which are points, and it's important to know that with points, no matter what manufacturer you go to, all points have a radius 2 on them. They do not do a set of points with a radius 3 or a radius 1. So when you put points into a circuit, it must be a circuit using radius 2 curves. Unless you buy brackets 24 and 25, which comes with small lengths of rail which enable you to extend your set of points, and that will now go into a radius 3 arc, so you can run a track on down the wall from a radius 3 set of curves.